Hey everyone, Rob here from Octagon and welcome to this week's Divi UI challenge. What you should be seeing on your screen right now is what we'll be designing and building this week, which is pretty cool. It's a styled audio module, I guess you could say, and certainly inspired by the 5-part series, I think it was. The elegant themes released in this last week, all around styling the audio module, and we've certainly had a go ourselves and pretty pleased with how it's come out. And I guess what we're demonstrating is how you could use it as as if you were delivering a podcast through your website. So you'd upload the podcast MP3 and you could display it something like this. So let's jump straight into it. And I'm going to go over here and I've created a new page. It's called it the podcast, obviously using the Divi builder, blank page template, and we're going to use the visual builder. Let's have a look. Waiting. Should have a blank page. Bit slow today, the old Mac. I think it's about as ready for the weekend as I am. Cool. So there we go, blank page. We're going to add 3-column row with equal width. So this one here. And in our middle column, we're going to add the audio module. So let's build that out. Obviously, if you had your MP3 for your podcast or whatever, you would upload it here. I've just grabbed this random little MP3 file from my system. I believe it is some sort of system sound, a little ping or something. Title, so we can go podcast episode, maybe, sounds good. Artist name, podcaster, keep this nice and generic for the tutorial. Album name, podcast series, sounds good. Cover art image, I've got this one here. Oops, let's make sure I select that. Now, I'm sure you've come across Unsplash in your travels over the past couple of years. Just a brilliant resource. One, just some amazing photography here to look at. But especially when you're doing, any sort of artistic work, and often you can find really good assets here for use in your web design. Basically, every photo on here is licensed under what I think is the CC0 licensing, or maybe it's a CC0. I think it's CC0. But basically, it means that no attribution required, and they can be used for any purpose. But fantastic resource. So that's where I've grabbed the images for this tutorial. So we've got our cover art image. We're going to keep text light. Great. Design, background color. Going to go nice dark gray. Title font, Able or Able. I'm unsure about how to pronounce that. Go all caps and bold. Keep the font size, that's good. Don't need to change anything there. The caption font, which just represents the, I guess, the artist and album fields. We're going to go Able as well, and I might go italic for those. Yep. Can leave everything else there as well. So what you see right there is just the standard, settings related to the audio module from Divi. And to be honest, Elegant Themes have done a pretty good job of producing what is the standard audio module. It looks really good, just straight out of the box. But we're going to do a couple of extra things to jazz it up. I'm just going to put a background image here on the section as well. Once again, from Unsplash. Fantastic. Just for the sake of things, I want to give that a bit more padding. Alrighty. That looks nice as it is, but let's do a few more things. So, onto the audio module. I think everything we're going to do from here is going to be defined in the CSS fields. So, let's start with the audio cover art, which is our image up the top. We want to give it a max width. We want to give it a bit of space. Out of the box, it's edge to edge, but we just want to do something like this, basically. So margin auto, we'll bring it into the center. Now I want to bring it down from the top as well by the same distance. So if our image is 80% and we've got it in the middle, we know that we've got a 10% padding or margin, I should say, on each side. So I want to apply the same 10% to the top. And I actually do need to apply that by up here in the main element field using padding. A little bit of a workaround, but we get there. Also in the main element, I'm going to go border radius 6 pixels. Oops, that's because I didn't close off that line there. There we go, there we go, there we go. Back down to our audio cover art. I'm also going to give that a border radius. Give this one a 4 pixels. Nice. Looking good, looking good. Okay, let's just check where we're at. Already very close. Really, the last thing to do is this red bar containing the title, artist, and podcast series field. So the way we're going to do that, back into our settings for our module again. CSS. We're going to scroll down to audio title. Firstly, background color. Now we've got a dark red that we're using, and it's this color here. And what I'll do is I'll just do the styling in this title and then the audio title field, and then most of it will apply also to the audio meta field, so I can do a bit of a copy and paste. Now, how did I do this part? Let's see if I can remember. Width, 120%. Actually, I think it was 140%. Left, minus 20%. What do we get if we do that? I think I have to give it position relative. There we go. That's what I wanted. Going to give it a little bit of padding. I will do them. I'll do my padding across separate lines just so it's a little easy to follow. So padding top 10 pixels looks good, and actually that may be all we need. All right, let me just copy what we've done here. So I'll paste it into our audio meta field. So the main difference is going to be, instead of padding top 10 pixels, we're going to go padding bottom 10 pixels. Great. All right, the final thing I think that we have to do is give these two sections surrounded corners. So the way we do that is we go border. Because these are two separate HTML elements, we want to provide border radius to the top left and top right of our top element, and to the bottom left and bottom right of our bottom element. And those elements are represented by audio title and audio meta. So we have to define each of our corners or our border radiuses individually. So border top left radius, 4 pixels. Border top right radius, 4 pixels. Yep, that's working. I'm just going to copy that. Oops, I didn't close off that. So, but for this one, we want to go border bottom left radius 4 pixels and border bottom right radius 4 pixels. There we go. I reckon that looks pretty good. And yeah, some just very small, simple tweaks to the within using CSS, and we get something that's quite unique. I hope you like it, and I'll see you next week for another Divi UI challenge.